Another thing that I want to touch on is like making your stream graphics and stuff. There are free
Mm.
resources and free tools that you can use for your graphics. Like GIMP is basically a completely free version
Hmm.
of Photoshop. There are a ton of tutorials online. You can learn, pick up some things yourself, and
Oh, I wish I
save
had the
yourself money.
thing. There is a guy who actually makes, he just makes them and they're free. They're templates like buttons and
Templates, yeah.
overlays and all
Nerd
that
or
stuff. He's
Die
like,
has like a panel maker and a
mhm.
bunch of free graphics. Like yeah, you can like make custom panels with their
Don't,
tool.
I would I would recommend to not stress yourself out with that stuff. Less is so much more.
Oh,
And
yes.
just if you're worried about like, oh, I need to commission art for my, no, just
Only when you can afford
really
to.
only when you can afford to, as a luxury, as a plus, an extension.
Absolutely.
Like you don't need that. You're already amazing the way you are. You don't need these crazy graphics and spend all your money you could be putting into your stream
And
and yourself.
artists should not
Totally.
expect artists to work for free or for
Oh,
exposure.
God,
God,
yes.
no.
Please.
They deserve the money that you might not be able to pay. So just
That's a good quote right there.
Yeah.
I have so many amazing artists that have been treated terribly. So just if you can't afford it right now, get creative. If you have a friend, maybe trade like something in return and work on something together. You never know. It's about, like, Twitch is about and streaming is about community and working together with your fellow streamers. If you see something you like from someone and they're like, "Oh, I made it." Like you could ask like, "How did you make it?" Or like, "Do you have any tips?" Or like, "I really like that font. What's that font?" Like you can ask those things. You can ask questions. It's insane how many questions you can ask. You can ask everything.
I think you can get really creative with your graphics and stuff too, doing stuff like what just occurred to me is like, how would I do it if I had to start over again with $0? I would get dirt and spell out my name in a street and take a picture. The next day, I would do it with grass clippings. The next day, I would do it with upside down pieces of mail. The next day, I would write it on a burnt sheet of paper. The next, and if you change it up with frequency, and all you have to do is get a little creative with it. $0. You can do things. I've not seen anybody do that. Having like a rotating or a changing visual element that you never know what to expect. It's different every day. You can even get creative with it, like having a contest in your stream. Like, hey, what can you guys do with my name? Boom, there you go.
You also get an emote. So maybe you spent $50 on an emote. Well, I literally I made my own actually, and I just used my emotes in my info section, and it's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Extremely free.
I actually watched streams of people photoshopping like commissions.
Perfect.
And then I had a stream of them photoshopping on one monitor and Photoshop that I downloaded on my monitor, and then was like, okay, so how are they dragging and oh, okay, that's how they do it. And I was like,
YouTube is
just Bob Ross that bad boy.
Yeah,
it
was like between Twitch and between YouTube, I learned about layers and hue saturation and all this kind of stuff. And I made all my panels myself. I did commission an artist for like some of my splash screens, but the rest of it I figured out myself. I did it myself. I learned. It was free to